Although the snow may be falling outside on this Fat Tuesday, the party is just getting started inside OSU Student Union. OSU's brass band helped mark the end of what is known as New Orleans' biggest party of the year, also known simply as Mardi Gras. Along with playing the iconic jazz style, the band was also joined by OSU's Office of Undergraduate Admissions to help take part in the annual Second Line Parade.
And it's the history behind a Second Line Parade was based on jazz funerals, most notably held in New Orleans.
The OSU Second Line Parade procession ran throughout the student union, with those in the parade trying their hardest to get others to join in the fun.
So the second line is for everybody. And so we celebrate it here because it has great cultural significance as a country, but also because it's an opportunity for community and rejoicing and music.
Even OSU First Lady Ann Hargis joined in the festivities, wearing her best Mardi Gras attire and showing OSU students just how to celebrate on Fat Tuesday.
I thought it was such a fabulous idea just to celebrate community, celebrate being together, movement, and also just to kind of promote America's healthiest campus.
When asked why OSU President Burns Hargis couldn't attend the Mardi Gras celebration, Mrs. Hargis responded with a somewhat heartfelt explanation.
That fat boy on Fat Tuesday has meetings set up, so I'll bet he'll be with us next year because he loves New Orleans, he loves jazz, and he loves the students.
With Fat Tuesday officially marking the end of Mardi Gras, the OSU Office of Admissions is hoping to make the Second Line Parade an annual cowboy tradition.
It was absolutely great. Yeah, I highly recommend it. I hope it just grows and grows.
For O State TV, I'm Colton Scott. Stephen Hazley is the coordinator of OSU Center for Ethical Leadership, where he draws upon his unique experiences teaching at a seminary in Papua New Guinea in his mentoring of students. As part of his coordinator role, Hazley heads up OSU's President's Leadership Council, where he mentors students on becoming effective moral and ethical leaders, something he also did in his seminary teaching of an indigenous group of people known as the Ingas in Papua New Guinea in the 1970s. Where he developed curriculum and courses that related to moral and ethical decision-making.
They were largely Stone Age people, and they did not have a lot of contact with the outside world. And so what we attempted to do in the seminary is not only talk about religious matters, but talk about secular matters.
Secular matters including the cultural practice of cannibalism amongst competing tribal groups that resulted from warfare, dealing with power struggles between the different Inga tribes.
That's the way they handled life, and that was part of the control system to diminish more tribal warfare, is to maybe just show the other, the enemy, in this case, to show the enemy that they had superior power.
Hazley feels that his time educating the Inga people about the moral and ethical dilemma, as well as the potential health risks concerned with practicing cannibalism, helped convince them to change their ways.
I think that they were changing. I think as they grew to be exposed to more and different ideas, that they were beginning to change whether or not this would be a practice that they wanted to continue.
Hazley says he feels one of the most valuable lessons he and fellow teachers taught the New Guineans was how to choose between right and wrong decision-making.
It was important for us to show the New Guineans that the world is very complex and it's very different, and there are lots of things going on, and how do you handle that?
An ideology Hazley says he is now trying to pass on to OSU students hoping to become leaders in the future.
They are much more aware that they need to give more thought and look at different perspectives before they make a final decision on what they're going to say or what they're going to do.
For O State TV, I'm Colton Scott.
That may happen, and concerned about.
It's an exciting day here in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and a great day for some cowboy football.
It sure is.
If you happen to walk around campus late at night, you'll probably hear the OSU marching band hard at practice. AJ Foltz tells us about what it's like to be a member of the OSU marching band. Coming up, we'll take a look at the homecoming decorations on Library Lawn.
Also,
Let's go down to our reporter Jennifer Long for a live update on OSU fans beginning to pile in for the parade. Jennifer, what do you have for us? Students across campus participate to help Oklahoma State become one of the best homecomings in the nation. Nick Woodruff went around and visited some members of Greek life at Oklahoma State and found out what that tradition known as pomping is all about. And then we'll get a conference update on where Oklahoma State stands going into today's homecoming game. Stay with us, we'll be right back. The football team lost its only game to Iowa State in Ames, Iowa. Sadly, this was not the only big loss during this very dark time in Oklahoma State history. Tyler Wilcutt has more. And we would like to thank all of our viewers for joining us on Homecoming Day. Before we start our broadcast of the parade, we're going to look at some footage of last night's walk-around. The parade is up next, so stay tuned and go Pokes. Starting on February 18th through the 22nd, OSU will hold its annual Research Week, where students and faculty will present their findings on various projects, with one of those projects specifically focused on behavioral modeling with mothers and their young children.
The paper I'm presenting during Research Week is actually part of a larger study out of the HDFS department called the Moms and Tots Project, kind of spearheaded by Dr. Bob Larzalier.
Larzalier originally collected data from 105 mother and toddler pairs, but for this specific analysis, Knowles used video observations of 87 mothers and toddlers during a 5-minute cleanup task.
Primarily, the mothers were white, and they were mostly married. And toddlers were a pretty good split of boys and girls. Moms were average age about 30. And then toddlers, I think the average age was about 23, 24 months.
For the task, the mothers and toddlers were taken to an observational lab on campus where the mother was asked to fill out research questionnaires while the toddler played with a bucket of toys strategically placed in the room.
After the mom finished her part with the researchers, we said, okay, we'd like you to give some instructions to your toddler to clean up the toys. And after a minute, if they're having trouble, you're welcome to help them or kind of give them some additional instruction or encouragement.
The 5-minute period was then broken down into 5-second intervals where researchers identified which different type of behavioral modeling the mother used.
We called those complete modeling, helpful modeling, and independent modeling.
The only type of behavioral modeling technique that appeared to predict subsequent compliance from the toddler during the analysis was the helpful modeling method.
So a child 18 to 30 months of age, mom picks up the toy, hands it to him and says, now go put this in the bin. That was most effective in getting the toddler to cooperate with the task.
For O State TV, I'm Colton Scott.